Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
Hello friends, and welcome back to our channel. Today has been feeling like the first day of spring around here. I just went to pick Katie up from school and we stopped by Home Depot. Show you what it looks like outside. So it's bright and sunny. It's about 65 degrees. Feels really nice. We actually have some pollen in our pool. So definitely starting to feel a little bit more spring-like here. We do have a kind of a cold wind, but it's still really nice. So take you back inside here. At Home Depot, I was looking for some plants. So I found this one. And I also found this like rattan basket to put it in. I probably need a plant stand or something. I've been wanting to put a plant in this area. I ended up having one like last year, but I decided to plant it outside, and I probably need a plant stand just to put that on. So this needs medium light, so I may have to move it around, make sure it gets enough light. And then I also got this little ivy plant, and I got this little planter. I got this from Home Depot as well. Right after I picked up Katie from school today in Bluffton. So today I need to work on this pantry. So we got this pantry when we moved in here about a year and a half ago, and it has been phenomenal because there is no pantry in this house at all. And we do have this little like hallway here, like utility area, but we have a bathroom to the right, and when we have our laundry room to the left, and both of those rooms are really small. Like you've seen our laundry room and our half bath. The half bath is really small. We did add in here this cabinet to help with a little bit of storage. And I have some toilet paper up top right now, but we basically use this for like the bottom small part I use for cleaning stuff. And then we have pool towels and, flashlights and things like that in the top here. And we have no extra room in our laundry room. So this pantry has turned out to be a really great thing to have in this house. We actually had intended when we bought the house to build out a pantry, but then we just didn't think that we would like the way that would look, because like our front door is right here. We don't really have a foyer. I guess it would sort of have created one a little bit because there would be a wall like coming out right here, but we just kind of thought it would mess up the flow of the house. So today I want to just empty and clean out the pantry, and I also want to move it over like a little closer to the kitchen. Basically, we have this like area where there's probably ductwork back here, so I want to move it as close to this as I can. So it's only here because like when the people delivered it, they just put it where they put it, and we just didn't tell them to do anything different. So I want to empty it so that I can move it over a little bit more and have a little bit more room at the front door here. But I also really need to clean it out. This pantry holds a lot. It might look small, but it's really a little bit deceptive. So I need to go through here and just make sure there's nothing expired or that we don't need that we could, donate or whatever. I want to wipe down the shelves and the baskets. So this is like the main section here, and then down here I have like drawers, and there's like a wine rack at the bottom, but we don't really use it that way. We have like I think we have A1 Worcestershire, and I'm not sure what that might be, olive oil or avocado oil. Then we have some side things here as well that can hold like canned goods and things like that. So it really does hold a lot, but we haven't really cleaned it out since we put everything in here. We've cleaned it out a little bit, but we've never really taken everything out and like wiped down the shelves, and I feel like I need to do that. And also, to have any prayer of moving it over, it's gonna have to be completely empty. So hopefully Gary and I can kind of slide it down a little bit. So that's kind of my big project for today. So I'm gonna do that. I might also work on this cabinet. And and to see if I can move any of my baking stuff over here. This is where I keep all my baking stuff, and I think it's fairly like how I want it. I did this one recently, but I probably have room at the very top, and I've got like overflow baking stuff in the pantry that I had for like Christmas and things that didn't get completely used up. So probably need to move those where they're supposed to go. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I hope y'all are having a great day. I appreciate all of your kind comments in our last video. It's kind of always a little bit of a fine line between like having a positive channel, you know, because I like to keep things positive on the channel, but at the same time, you know, being real. And so the truth is that everything is not always positive, you know, everyone's not always happy. So anyway, I appreciate your kind comments from the last video, and just know we're trying to keep it positive over here. And but at the same time, you know, everybody has things that they go through. So I know a lot of y'all are going through some very similar things with grief yourselves. So please let us know in the comments if we can pray for y'all. We really do pray for y'all when you leave us comments, whether I put it on Instagram or on these videos. We do pray for y'all when you leave us, you know, prayer requests. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm glad that y'all are hanging out with me today.
Don't need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are, yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle, no, I just gotta know. If you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Ooh, 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 Let's be honest for a second, yeah, you're being over your head, babe.
Okay, so the pantry's empty, completely empty. All the drawers down there, the doors, it's not wanting to focus because there's nothing like in there. So we are empty, but this pantry holds an awful lot, way more than it looks like it would. Okay, I'm just gonna show y'all how much food this pantry holds. So this entire island is holding food. All the way around here. This is that extra baking stuff that was up top that I needed to see if I can move to my baking cabinet, at least some of it. So all of this, then on my stove, these are the bottles that were down below. In one of the big drawers I have chips, and the other one I just have random stuff. And these are the middle drawers that are smaller, like with snacks and granola bars and stuff. That tray where I keep coffee and bread and some of the canned goods. And then this whole pile over here is what was on the two doors. So it's really a lot that this pantry holds. Honestly, I'm not entirely certain that this pantry doesn't hold more than our pantry at our last house. That was like a walk-in pantry. That's amazing how much this holds. It's like our entire kitchen full of food. So what I want to do now is just make sure that there's nothing expired or anything like that, like badly expired. Make sure there's nothing that we're not going to use that we could like send to a food pantry or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and wipe everything down in here so that it'll be clean, and then when Gary gets off the phone, I'm going to see if we can try to slide that over before we start restocking.
I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride. The two of us, we don't have to stop. Baby, let's go for a ride. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I wanna leave everything behind. If you wanted to, promise you we will be alright. If it's you and I want you to myself. We can stay in hotels.
All right, so Gary was able to get it moved over, so that leaves me some space there. So I was thinking about possibly getting a plant stand and putting the plant that I got today like right in front of this window. And then this is our box of like beach shoes. So we usually like to keep it just right at the front door so that we can put flip-flops and things in there without tracking sand through the house. So that's like when you live near the beach, that's probably like one of the worst issues as far as cleanliness. So I like to just keep a little basket of shoes that are worn. Of course, there's a few extra pairs of shoes in here right now with it being winter, but usually this is just flip-flops, so keep that there. And then, so he probably gained me maybe another foot of space there and kind of closed the gap here. It's not perfect because there's trim around the top, so it can only go as far as the top trim allows. But it's still a tiny bit closer to the kitchen, which is good, and gives a little bit more room at the front door. And it still is able to be opened all the way because you still have plenty of clearance here with this wall that kind of juts out because of the duct. I don't know if that's focusing. It's really hard to see on this angle, but that wall sticks out a little bit right here beside these pictures. If I show you the baseboard, you can see. But it still opens all the way, so it works fine like this.
Can't turn the tide. Let the water go where it wants to go. You can run and hide. You can bury yourself beneath the stones. Somebody told me don't pretend, 'cause everyone could use a friend sometimes. Take some good advice. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody is waiting down the line to pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. I can feel the sun and how the wind makes way across the fields. Let me take a breath. Let me be a part of something real. Someone said it's better when you hold on to a helping hand. Sometimes you up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. There will be someone waiting down the line.
All right, I got the pantry done. So I was able to put my excess flour here, and then this is like brown sugar, powdered sugar, and regular sugar that I have extra of. I just have small containers over in my baking area, so this is kind of like overflow, so when those need more, I just fill them up from here. And then I have an empty container, and then this is like crouton soup, crackers, stuff like that. Then potatoes and onions. That's ready rice, and I have some regular rice behind it. And these are stovetop stuffing, some biscuit mixes to go with soup, and then some mac and cheese, which we don't keep a lot of this. We usually just make it. And then some emergency spaghetti sauce, which I rarely use that as well, but I bought like a Sam's quantity of it, so I have like 6 of them. And I do use them, but I like to make homemade spaghetti sauce when I can. Couple of things of cereals here. These are mixes like there's one cake mix here, and then we've got like some brownie mixes and some cookie mixes, just like quick things like that. And then this is pancake mix, and I also have waffle mix back behind there. These are all muffin mixes. And then this is like all the pasta. So I've been buying pasta mostly from Sam's. So for us, this is a really like big supply of pasta, but this is good for like, I think the expiration date is like at the end of 2024, so we'll definitely go through it in time. I've got some linguine noodles, some rotini, and lasagna noodles back there. This is all elbow noodles, and again, this was just like one Sam's pack. It had like 4 or 5 of these. I keep 1 of these or 2 of these in a like a container over in my baking cabinet, so when I'm like right by the stove, I can grab that real easily. So I just keep this in here to refill. And these are like egg noodles. I have like 4 bags there. And then in here, this was mostly just cleaned and put back exactly the way it was, but my large cans of crushed tomatoes, I use 3 of these every time I make my spaghetti sauce. And this is like soups that I cook with. And then this is canned salmon and some bread and tortillas, and then extra coffee here. And then this is all of the candy from various different holidays that we like get and then people don't eat. So this will probably be given away or dumped at some point. My kids like the idea of candy, I think, more than they actually like the candy. So I don't know. A lot of times if we keep it, then I'm the one that wants to eat it, and I don't like that. So then this is like breakfast stuff, like grab and go. So we did have some of these granola bars that expired. I think what happened is they like these better and quit eating the others, and I didn't know that. And I had like a Sam's box of them, and they were like 1.5 years expired. But all of these are still good. These are the ones they eat, the protein ones, the regular ones, and then these Nutri-Grain bars. And Katie likes the protein oatmeal. And then we have some Pop-Tarts left over as well. And then over here we have snacks. We had some Cheez-Its that had expired, were like very stale, but the rest of it was okay. Here, down here we mostly keep things to make s'mores, because we do that sometimes if we have people over in the winter or even in the summer. And this is also kind of like an overflow drawer, so if I have like holiday meals or somewhere I need to just kind of stash stuff, this big drawer is where I put it. And then over here is where we keep chips. So most of this went back in the drawer as well. We had a few that were almost empty and stale, but most of this hasn't even been opened. So I always keep a couple of these Santitas for like if we do a Mexican dinner or something like that. And then we have some pretzels left over from Christmas, and then a couple of unopened bags of pretzels and chips. And I try to keep on this door my seasoning mixes at the top here. So it's like gravy mixes, taco seasonings, things like that, ranch Italian dressing. And then basically over here is just kind of what will fit. So usually like sauces, barbecue sauces, salad dressings, you know, the picante sauce, all that is where I usually keep this. And then on this I usually keep like syrup, and sometimes I have extra syrup if it, you know, if these are like almost empty or whatever. And then on this side, I usually keep soup. So these are like quick soups that, you know, you can just make real easily. And then clams, some tomato sauce, and then these are like chicken stock, beef broth, and then some more of these soups. These are pretty good, and we really like this one. This is the roasted red pepper tomato soup. That one's really good. And then extra popcorn, because, you know, I got to have my popcorn. Extra ketchup and some extra vitamin D. So we put all of the A1 sauce and Worcestershire back there, but I took the avocado oil out because I need to fill up my thing over in my kitchen. I need to fill that up. So this is what it looks like. It's moved where we want it. It's cleaned and organized a little bit better. I don't put labels in my pantry because I like to be able to have the convenience of moving it wherever it needs to go, and also you can see through it anyway, so it doesn't really make sense to me to label these. But these little baskets were like shoe storage baskets from Target, and I've had them forever. I used them at our other house in that pantry as well, but they fit in here perfectly, so I think they're a really good size for an application like this. So pantry's done, and I'm so happy that it is. I'll show you over here. My baking cabinet is not necessarily as pretty, but I did get like the Candy Quick and the extra chocolate chips up there. I reloaded my elbow noodles container or whatever. And then everything else is pretty much the way it was. And it's not pretty, but it works for me great. And I like having it right beside, you know, my stovetop here. So this turned out okay as well. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,